we are back, and as always, I'm trying to get my guests back in. Once we get started, it gets rolling. Hi, Heyman. Hi, everyone who has joined. Hi, Nishtha. I
Hi.
finally have you. I'm
Yes.
also trying to get Mukta. I hope she's able to join because last time she was able to join and you were not. And
I think so. She's there.
finally.
Hi, Mukta.
Hi, Mukta.
Yes,
Hi,
we
Nishtha.
all are here.
I'm
Hi.
so glad I have both my guests together. Okay, so we have a lot of people already logging in. I'm not going to waste a lot of time because we've wasted almost 10 minutes in getting everybody together. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I can see 21 people already live. Today, we are going to be talking about something which is very, very close to our hearts. A lot of people around are celebrating Women's Day, Women's Month, etc. JiViSa is a women-dominated brand. I've stopped calling it a all women brand because we do have a lot of support staff who are men. But our core team is completely women. We work with a lot of women around us, either as partners or as support staff or as vendors, etc. And as we grow the brand, we've realized that सबसे पहले हमें अपने घर के ही issues को sort करना है, solve करना है. This idea of doing this live and also subsequently launching one of our product came from the fact that 4 out of 7 core member teams of my own team suffer from PCO, PCOS, PCOD. And when we started talking to everybody, we realized that actually हमारे आसपास के बहुत सारे लोग suffer कर रहे हैं और बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो हमें पता ही नहीं है. When we started talking to experts, we also realized that a lot of solutions actually lie in natural, ways. Even if you do go to a gynac, she will initially put you on medication, but eventually she'll try and ask you to change your lifestyle, alter your lifestyle. A lot of these issues are lifestyle led. And with all of that research and everything that we figured out, we realized that because we are a natural brand, would like to speak about what can we do to bring changes in our lifestyle, which finally impact, issues around PCO, PCOD naturally. So I have Mukta Patil. Mukta is a nutrition coach, a very dear friend of mine again. I know I have firsthand seen a lot of people around me who have actually benefited by altering only their nutrition. I know she has worked in the space of diabetes, obesity, stress, a lot of other nutrition asked by the doctors to go through endoscopy, and she only through altering her nutrition was able to bring her back, and she did not need any medication later. When I was talking to Mukta some time back, I realized that a lot of women currently come to her for PCOS issues, and that's how we decided to bring her on board. Mukta, thank you for being here, and thank you for doing all the great work you're doing. I also have Nishtha with me. Nishtha is this fantastic yoga influencer based out of Rishikesh. She also happens to be family. मैं इसके बहुत सारे videos देखती हूँ, बहुत सारे comments देखती हूँ, and I know she's working with a lot of women through yoga. So I could have had a better combination than to have a nutrition and a yoga expert, and then say, okay, what can we do to change our lifestyle? Nishtha, thank you for being here, and
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
hope to speak a lot around you. Before we get started, guys, here are some glaring facts that we figured out about PCOS, and I'm going to read off the laptop. PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, affects an estimated 8 to 13% women who are in the reproductory stage, which means from about 13 years to about 44, 47 years of age. And out of these 70% women, their problems remain undiagnosed completely. If this continues and if it is not addressed, it may lead to infertility in some women. So a lot of women also kind of out of fear that we will get, we will not be able to conceive, start, doing a lot of things early or try and take medication and all of that. All of those are myths, completely untrue. PCOS is also the commonest cause of a variety of long-term health problems that impact a lot of women physically and emotionally and mentally. So while we think it's a very basic physical issue, it finally impacts a lot of women emotionally, is what we've realized. Um, the biological, psychological effects of PCOS, particularly those related to obesity, body image, infertility, can lead to mental health. Some of the symptoms that we figured out are heavy, long, intermittent, unpredictable, and absent periods. It can lead to a lot of acne or oily skin, sometimes excessive hair on face or body. Sometimes you may also see a lot of male patterns or hair thinning, baldness, etc., and weight gain. These are some of the issues that we have realized are very, very common. So, as I start this entire journey, Mukta, I'll start with you. You've been dealing with a lot of women suffering from PCOS. When I had posted about this live on LinkedIn 3 days back, somebody I know very closely, she's based in Gurgaon, she wrote to me saying, "Sarika, आपको लगता है खाली न्यूट्रिशन से हम इन चीजों को डील कर सकते हैं?" I said, "No, मुझे नहीं लगता. मुझे लगता है आपको पूरा लाइफस्टाइल ऑल्टर करना पड़ेगा, बट न्यूट्रिशन बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है. Along with that, you'll have to do some of the other things." She clearly thought that no, you will have to finally get to medication. You can't just start it with basic nutrition. And I want to hit right there to say, how does nutrition impact lifestyle and hence the kind of things that we're talking about?
Okay. So the three basic factors that we need to keep in mind for PCOD or PCOS are: one is you become insulin resistant. Insulin resistance happens when you are overweight. Two, if you are overweight, then also it so happens along with the excess weight and the insulin resistance, your ovaries, instead of producing equal amount or rather the required proportionate of estrogen and progesterone, they start to produce the male hormones. So वो होता है. And the third one is, of course, yes, to maintain your immune system and everything, you need to be aware कि कहीं आपकी कोई deficiencies नहीं है.
Right.
So while your friend was absolutely right that सिर्फ nutrition नहीं, but towards the end, you are always pushed on to nutrition and lifestyle changes because PCOD or PCOS as such has no cure because they have not yet understood the cause itself. The cause itself, according to research, is that it could be either genetic, which means that you could have a gene which is being passed on from your mother or from your grandmother. And it was suppressed earlier because they didn't have a sedentary lifestyle. Right now, due to sedentary lifestyle, due to stress, and also due to chronic inflammation in the body due to all these things. So right now, most of continuously in this, so when that is happening, you are constantly in this chronic inflammation state where your body is constantly high on cortisol. So you see, it's like a loop.
Right.
Cortisol high हो रहा है तो estrogen जाएगा तो again the body is going to stimulate insulin resistance, and अगर insulin resistance होगा so then obviously again you're being pushed to into the male pattern hormones. So when that happens, then again the hair fall happens, acne happens, there is the texture of the hair changes, weight gain happens. So there are so many things which are happening, and again because the male hormone is increasing in your body, the infertility also happens as a result. Now, इसके लिए treatment according to the doctors are either they put you on metformin to manage your insulin or your blood sugar levels. Then they also either help you with hormone therapy so that the male hormones start to decrease and the female hormones start to increase. Now also, and again, of course, yes, you are advised to lose weight. Now in PCOD and PCOS, it's not necessary or mandatory that if you are overweight, only then you will have PCOD. There is something called as lean PCOS and PCOD also, which means that you will be absolutely in the perfect BMI range, but your body fat percentage will be higher in terms, you will not have the lean muscle mass, but you will have a higher body fat percentage, and your body fat will be accumulated around your organs, which means
Right.
in lean PCOD, the women may look absolutely fine. They may not show any symptoms on the surface, but due to the high fat accumulation around their organs, again, the same, on the ultrasound, you will figure out that it is PCOS or PCOD karke.
Right.
So
Right.
that is how it works. And how nutrition will play a role is, one, obviously in helping you manage your weight. Two, ensuring that there are no deficiencies. Three, you need to maintain your muscle mass. And four, nutrition and maybe some form of strength training, like yoga is there. Yoga is a perfect way to strength train yourself, at the same time relax also. So without proper nutrition, you cannot push your body into workout. And PCOS, PCOD are such diseases which, or rather, they are, such conditions rather, that they require you to work out. And if you have to work out, your body needs to be fueled. So you see, it's like both of them need to be present in your body,
Right.
in your lifestyle,
Right.
along with the medication.
Right. So
वो होना
it
है.
almost goes hand in glove. It's almost like a catch-22. आप nutrition नहीं manage करोगे तो आप workout नहीं कर पाओगे. आप workout नहीं कर पाओगे तो it will again
Absolutely.
express, the gene will express itself.
Yeah.
What I'm also hearing is that all of us have the gene. It's just that it was not expressed earlier because
Yes.
पहले की lifestyle इतनी sedentary नहीं होती थी, or the kind of lifestyle that we are leading has gone, very, very. Nishtha, that's a good point that Mukta was making. अगर हम वर्कआउट नहीं करेंगे और ये सारी चीजें नहीं करेंगे तो इट विल ओनली एग्रेवेट. योगा कैसे हेल्प करता है पीसीओएस पीसीओडी को? आई नो आप बहुत सारी विमेन के साथ काम करती हैं. व्हाट हैव यू बीन सीइंग in your yoga journey? How is that helping women's health and specifically PCOS PCOD?
So yoga has its own management. Yoga में
Right.
कोई भी चीज it has it's not like कि कुछ भी हो गया. No. Yoga may find some reasons to work. It's not
Right.
like you're just practicing asanas and you're getting the results. No.
Right.
Asana would not work until
Right.
you again manage your lifestyle first.
Right.
So in order to manage everything, yoga has 4 pillars to manage.
Right.
Like first, ahar, vihar, achar, and vichar. Ahar is like your diet and nutrition. Very first.
Good. Yeah.
How's your
Right.
diet? Very sattvic diet. Food should be fibrous because you have that problem. If you have too much cheese, if you have too much of spicy food, it will aggravate your stress level. It will aggravate your anxiety level. So it's like that. Junk food, processed food, the food which is more packaged, feel again it will gives you a bad health only. Second one is your vihar, like your rest, like how you're working, how you're connecting yourself with the nature. Here comes your movements, right? Like how you're moving your body. Today, women, if everyone is like so sedentary in themselves, like no one wants to come out of the bed and work. Everyone, even if they're working in a computer or they have a work from home, just place their camera on the lap again, which is very wrong. Keep the camera, laptops on the lap, like on your lap, and just they're working.
Yeah.
So again, what is happening when you are not properly sitting with your spine straight? Your kidney is affecting that side. Second one, stomach has no space. So you're not able to breathe properly, and the positioning that you are in, it's not allow your muscles to breathe and to move freely, right? So again, people are not working. So according to yoga, practice asanas, right? Mainly for the women, there are certain practices that they must do, like Bhadrasana, like butterfly. Very easy. Bhadrasana, any Upavishkonasana, which has so that your pelvic region could open well, so that circulation go very nicely there. Third, ahar. Ahar, vichar. So achar is where everything should be on time. Now, night is meant for work, sorry, night is meant for sleep and the day is meant for work. Now, first of all, everything changed right from here.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
people are night out. They just
Yeah.
wanted to scroll reels, working 4 a.m. like that. So that's how they change themselves. Sleeping. Also, they're not eating on time. So that's how they are just changing. Also, the vichar. Vichar
Right.
is your hormones secreted according to your mental health.
Right.
If
Right.
if you yourself look yourself as very negatively, so that impacts your mental health. Your vichar will change. Same, there should be always a positive outlook, whether you are obese, whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whether you're slim. There must always be a positive outlook towards yourself in order to secrete your balance, in order to balance your hormones properly. So that's how yoga can really help.
So what I'm hearing from you, Nishtha, is कि actually yoga, सिर्फ, unlike what we think and what we say, it's not just impacting you physically. You're also looking at all four pillars, nutrition being a very,
Yes.
very important part,
Very
of
important
what
role.
you
Yes,
say.
yes.
So I heard Mukta speaking about nutrition, but also saying, but you can't have a sedentary lifestyle. You also
Yeah,
need to bring that in. And when I heard Nishtha, she said the same thing and also said, but nutrition is equally important. Of
very
course,
important.
both of you also touched upon emotional and mental well-being and stress levels. Mukta, stress levels, I mean, all of us are leading very, very stressful life. We are constantly running. We are managing so many things. It is funny. I have a set of women today. We are kind of celebrating a reunion of sorts. And my best friends are here, 5 women, together. And we've been talking since morning. And I think half our time we've spent about discussing, what all we end up doing and how many roles we end up playing. और इन सब चीजों के बीच में हम कैसे अपने आप को deprioritize कर देते हैं.
Yeah.
When you're a mother and a wife and also working and running around and doing errands, the last thing on your mind is taking care of yourself, whether it is nutrition or taking care of yourself physically. And while you like it or no, it leads to stress. It's not something that you're inviting, but you end up indirectly kind of pulling it into your life. Can we also look at that, Mukta, through nutrition? Is there something you have dealt with through nutrition, but which was really stress related?
Yeah. So most of the time, when your cortisol levels rise, so basically, again, we go back to the same point. Ki insulin level is rising. It's pushing you towards inflammation. Your cortisol rises. So that is one. Second is your day-to-day atmosphere or the kind of place that you're working in. Maybe it's work-related tension. Maybe it's a relationship-related
Right.
issue. Maybe you are just handling too many roles. So there is this pressure and anxiety of performing. Yes, I need to finish that task.
Right.
So day in and day out, we are adding in stress to ourselves. But how do we manage that with nutrition? So in case of nutrition, one is definitely we need to choose our foods very, very wisely. And when I say wisely, I mean to say that try and eat seasonal, try and eat local, and try and make things at home as much as possible. Now, I know that all of us are leading busy lives, and maybe it's not possible to cook every day. So one solution that you can have is you can at least do batch cooking, or if it is affordable, you can hire in a cook. That can also be done. And the basics of nutrition just need to be kept in mind that your protein, carbohydrate, and fat ratio needs to be maintained. You need to get in a few nuts and seeds. You need to have your everyday fresh fruits and vegetables. And obviously, stay away from all the new trending diets because they are, the short-term diets are just not going to do you any good. I myself, I have had PCOS, PCOD clients who have come up saying कि हम आज तक हम सिर्फ हमारे family के लिए कर सकते थे and we never had the willpower to do it for ourselves. So only if you motivate us to do something for myself is when I will take up your program. So these are the terms and conditions
Oh
that
my
women come
God.
up with because they are so scared we will give up in between because it's not meant for us, because they have been, you know, pushed into that this thing कि हम हमारे family के लिए कर सकते पर खुद के लिए हम इतना effort नहीं ले सकते.
Right.
So these are real issues that need to be dealt with. As a nutritionist, as a coach, there is much more than just nutrition. You continuously need to keep them motivated. You need to keep on pushing them. You need to help them understand that actually eating simple can be tasty also. It can be good for your health also. It can be good for your family also. And again, coming back to the mental issues, अगर हम थोड़ा सा scientifically इसको देखने जाते हैं, तो your stomach has its own. We have always heard about the central nervous system, but your stomach also has its own nervous system, which is the enteric nervous system, which is lined by tiny, nerve endings, which then go and connect to your central nervous system. Now, anything discomforting that you put in your stomach, which is spicy food, hot food, something that your stomach is not able to tolerate, nerve endings get triggered, and that signal is sent to your brain, in turn making you anxious, anxiety. Sometimes, if you notice, when you eat a lot of hot and spicy food, you also start to sweat.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I have actually had a lot of clients coming back and telling, after your diet, we have calmed down. I have had women confessing that we don't get angry with our children anymore. Our patience and tolerance level has increased.
Wow.
So that is actually the impact of food that we have on our lives, and we are not realizing it because it's just so glorified. Everything is so glorified. आप अगर एक simple digestive biscuit का packet भी लोगे, तो it is publicized as high fiber, low sugar and everything. But if you just turn around the packet and read, it is palm oil, it is preservative, it is something that can trigger your acidity and your GERD. If you are having GERD, then it is just going to trigger that. So it's all just, you know, right now everything is larger than life, everything is very glorified, everything is, you want it on the fingertips. So a little effort, if you just make conscious effort, pre-planning of meals, you can definitely manage, or rather influence your mental health with nutrition. And today it is actually World Mental Health Day for teenagers.
Oh, wow. Oh, what a good day to do our live on then.
Yes.
But what I'm finding the most fascinating as I'm talking to you, Mukta, is how nutrition से लेके, stress से लेके, हमारे lifestyle से लेके, हमारे diseases से लेके, how we are managing the diseases से लेके, everything is so connected with each other. If women are today saying that I have a problem, but I can't really do much about it because it's a lot of effort, and you'll have to tell me how to prioritize myself. That itself tells me a lot. That मतलब हम लोग तो invite कर रहे हैं, here are housewives who are suffering from PCOS, PCOD, but they are saying कि यार मुझे पता है मेरे को problem है, पर मैं अपने आप को prioritize नहीं कर सकती हूँ, क्योंकि पहले मुझे सब लोगों को I have to take care of themselves, not realizing that till they take care of themselves, they will not be able to take care of everything else. And everything we are putting inside our body is not just leading to a physiological issue. Of course, weight gain, weight loss, हम क्या खा रहे हैं, उसका impact हमारे hair skin पे क्या हो रहा है, वो तो है ही. उसके अलावा it is also altering our mood without us realizing. अभी तक मैं ये सोचती थी कि सिर्फ alcohol के साथ होता है. When you were talking about it, I have seen people get very aggressive or very calm, or they start crying, etc. So there are different impacts of different alcohol, on different people. But even simple food that is on our plate can do similar things, trigger emotions and moods, is something very fascinating. And you're right, matlab, kabhi-kabhi you do sweat a lot if you're having something very spicy. But I did know that it could lead to anger or irritability or lack of it, if you've taken foods that are more conducive to that.
One of the most, since I've been handling patients from diabetes and acidity, GERD and all, the most irritable patients always come from gut issues.
Right.
Gut issues are the cases where they are absolutely irritable, they are very short-tempered, and they really find it difficult to get through the day.
Right.
This is there.
Right. Amazing. Absolutely great. निष्ठा, आप मुझे बताइए, अभी हमने इतनी सारी बात करी थी, न्यूट्रिशन किस तरह से हमें कहाँ से इम्पैक्ट करता है. योगा इस बारे में क्या कहता है? आपने हमें बताया कि 4 पिलर्स हैं. सो आई अंडरस्टैंड एट अ मैक्रो लेवल, एट दैट लेवल इट सेज कि आप चारों पिलर्स को करें. अगर उसमें से स्पेसिफिकली हम वर्कआउट्स के, स्पेसिफिक टू फिजिकल वर्कआउट के बारे में बात करें, व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ yogasanas that we can do? What time of the day can we do it if we are suffering from PCOD, PCOS? Specifically, अगर कोई specific चीजें हैं that we can speak about?
Yeah. If you're suffering from PCOS, I would always recommend every woman, especially women. I have a lot of women. I'm working a lot of women. I ask them to just take care of their health first. They are not ready first, like what Mukta said. They are not ready. They just wanted to spend 1 hour of the practice. That is sufficient.
Right.
But they're not watching what she is doing for rest of the 23 hours.
Right.
Right? 1 hour of practice does wonders only if your 23 hours of the day is insightful.
Beautiful.
Like it shouldn't be like 1 hour of yoga is humne kar liya and enough. No. What you are doing in 24 hours very effective. Now, when they are in the class, I always ask them to be very conscious about their lower portion, means their lower extremities.
Right.
That's how, imagine if the women's, they go to the offices, they are very, they are wearing clothes which is very tight. So it is not allow their body, it is not allowing them to breathe. The muscles are not breathing properly when you wear tight clothes. So I always ask them not to wear tights in my class and wear cotton clothes so that your body could actually breathe nicely.
Breathe. Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And specifically, I ask them to practice more of the hip opening postures. Not only hip opening, because PCOS is not only that is related to your lower portion. It also a metabolic disorder. It's not only like it comes from, it is come from sedentary, but it is also a metabolic disorder. That's how I always ask them to practice.
क्या मतलब हुआ metabolic disorder का?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we just lost. We just lost Nishtha, and she was telling us something very, very insightful. My question to her was कि हम specifically क्या कर सकते हैं? And she was saying कि while I have specific yogasanas that I tell people, it also comes from a metabolic disorder, and I thought that was an interesting insight. And just when I was asking her is when she dropped off. I will try and take her back in. Just give me a minute, please. Otherwise, we'll continue with. Oops. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'll just try and take Nishtha back. Okay. Yes. Meanwhile, Mukta, I know that, while nutrition is extremely important. Okay, we have Nishtha back, I think. Nishtha, can you hear me?
Am I here?
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry, निशा, आप हमें बता रहे थे कि मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर है जिसकी वजह से इश्यूज होते हैं. व्हाट डू यू मीन मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर का क्या मतलब है?
मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर इज व्हेन आपका जो भी आप खा रहे हो उसको आपके बॉडी पचा नहीं पा रहा ढंग से. उसको पूरी एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पा रहा. दैट इज अ मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर.
राइट. तो हमारे बॉडी में मेटाबॉलिक डिसऑर्डर क्यों आता है और हम क्या ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि हम उसको मतलब उसको एक्सपेडाइट कर सकें? आई नो द मोर यू बर्न, द बेटर वेट मैनेजमेंट विल हैपन. So how do we correct a metabolic disorder?
By eating right, by having a good sattvic diet. Eating right is the only option. Also, be very insightful, it should be like your body must be really active. It's not like sitting and you're developing something. No, nothing comes like that. Everything comes for a reason. If you have PCOS, I do have PCOS. I already told you, right? And because I was aware that time, that's how I managed it. I told you I had a lot of mood swings. Still do I have, and I have periods issue also. So I like my period cycle, it just goes away from 30, like 35, even extend to 35 and above. 1.5 year back.
Right.
Then I went to an ashram, then we had a good talk. I already just have a lot of discomforting state when I had that. But as I am aware about my mood swing,
Yeah.
that it is not normal,
Yeah.
it has something related to my health, it is something related to my, again, my physical health. So I'm very much aware. Then I always comes with correcting my lifestyle. First,
Right.
my diet.
Right.
I stopped wearing tight clothes.
Right.
I just
To be
wearing
comfortable.
jeggings just for my videos, like as you see, but not
Right.
for like that. I started wear cotton clothes
Mm.
for the practice and the
Mm.
teaching. So that's how it changed. That's
Mm.
how I manage myself, working more on the lower extremities, more on the
Mm.
butterflies, more on the hip opening, so that
Mm.
circulation could, can get there. Also,
Right.
let's take a very small example. In today's lifestyle, like we all are sedentary, we all sit, but people, they are just forgetting how to be sit in simple cross leg position, because
Right.
no one does,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
और आजकल अगर हम सिंपल क्रॉस लेग करके बैठ गए और हमारा पैर सुन हो जाता है,
Mm.
which we call numbness आ जाती है, right?
Mm.
Then what
Mm.
we do is
Mm.
we always pinch and
Mm.
punch it to get it कि circulation में
Mm.
वापस आए. Same
Mm.
goes when we practice asanas, right?
Right.
Circulation works in a same way with on a woman. If
Right.
and when the circulation in the body increases, वहाँ पे अच्छा सा blood flow, oxygenated blood जाने लगेगा, आपका PCOS manage होने लगेगा with time. Also
Mm.
with the proper breath work like
Mm.
Kapalbhati,
Mm.
Brahmari, which is very
Mm.
helpful in managing your stress,
Mm.
which is equal to the decrease in the level of androgen, that is your male
Mm.
hormone. वो
Mm.
क्यों है? Because increasing level of cortisol in the body, that is your stress hormone.
Mm.
So that's how yoga helps with
Mm. What I'm loving is जितनी बार मैं निष्ठा से कुछ पूछ रही हूँ तो उसमें न्यूट्रिशन बार बार आ रहा है और जितनी बार मैं मुक्ता से कुछ पूछ रही हूँ तो उसमें वर्कआउट बार बार आ रहा है. The first thing Nishtha says is you have to eat right, even when we are
always.
talking about that. Yes.
Yes.
But it's amazing, it's amazing to see and, almost to see कि ये कितना common, कितना basic है, basically what we have to do is just get all the faculties right. Mukta, are there any practical tips, with some of the women that you've been kind of currently helping come out of their PCOS, PCD? Are there any traits you have seen, and are there any practical tips that you can give to women at large? Not necessarily, why should I only be suffering from it? What can I do generally to keep my women's health in check?
So, a few basics that we can start off. Traits. Most of the PCOS, PCOD women that I have been dealing with, the most common trait that I have seen is lack of confidence, anxiety, and depression.
Right.
Or completely losing faith कि कुछ भी हो सकता है. So mental health is really very badly affected. Other than that, there are complaints of, body. When it comes to body, then there are issues where there is acne, there is hair growth, there are sudden bouts of sweating. There is, sometimes there are even raised complaints that the body smells, like there is a lot of body odor. So these are a few complaints that the women have come up with. And a few things that I have been very particular in terms of their nutrition or managing the PCOD, PCOS are one, focus on or figure out which protein works the best for you. Now, in terms of protein, it's a little bit tricky over here because these days we know that one, जो हमारे पास dairy का आता है, most of the time growth hormones are injected into the cows and buffaloes, due to which dairy consumption or rather milk consumption may not be safe. However, to a comparative degree, paneer is much more safer because वो process हो जाता है, सब होता है. So still, it's a much better choice when compared to milk. So one is figure out what kind of protein works for you. Generally, most of the time in PCOS, PCOD, we do ask women to avoid, meat in the sense of chicken, egg, and milk, because we are really not sure of the source. However, we do have, new regulations which come up, and there are proper labeled chicken and eggs coming in nowadays, which says ki we have not injected anything and it's farm fresh. We also have, in fact, in Dehradun, I have seen that there are people who are supplying eggs of right the farm. So again, that is something that one can go for. And otherwise, the safest bet in terms of protein is fish, if you're eating non-veg. And in terms of plant protein, then again you have your chole, rajma, moong dal, masoor ki dal. So these are there. But of course, the protein content is very less. Absorbing it is also a bit of a challenge because your gut health is anyways affected. So you really need to understand how to manage your protein requirement. For managing your PCOS, PCOD, you need at least 1.2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight, which is anywhere, you can say 80 grams and above per day. So that is something that you will need. Then again, your source of carbohydrate cannot raise your glycemic load on the body, which means that you will have to include complex carbohydrates like, your rice, your roti, little bit of millets. Again, millets is something jahan pe people have gone really overboard. Guys, while millets are good sources of carbohydrates, but overdoing it is not. It will give you the same result. It will raise your blood glucose levels. So you have to be very careful with the portion that you're consuming. And then your fresh vegetables. In terms of vegetables, consume lots of carrots, lots of red pumpkin. These are two vegetables which need to be in your diet. Then again, you have your lauki. Season में अगर you have your rich gourd, which is your turai. ये सारी सब्जियां definitely please include lots of green vegetables, again green leafy vegetables, lettuce. So these are few things that they can include. And then of course fresh fruits according to season. Go ahead with that. And a few herbs, condiments, making special herbal teas. ये हम कर सकते हैं. And I know that you have come up with the special blend, so that's something that I'm really looking forward to. It's a really intelligent and a master blend that you have come up with. So there are certain blends that I write down for my clients when I'm giving them the chart, but I think your product solves that problem for us because it's going to be very handy.
Thank you. So the funny thing is that Kehkusha, who's part of our core team, she's also the person who researches all our products. She's also a research person. तो जब हमने अपना ये नए प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर काम कर रहे थे, हमने सोचा कि हमें इसे लॉन्च करना है. She could give us first-hand experience, both as a consumer as well as a researcher. So we got that insight from her extensively. You may have seen one of the videos that we posted about her. So of course, we also made 3 people of our team, Tarunika and Kehkusha and Annie, try it for a month and a half. Tell us, what they're seeing the changes, how is it impacting their health. But more importantly, हमारे को first hand पहले consumer data आया था इन लोगों से, and then of course extensive research that she along with some of the other people did. Now that you brought it up, Mukta, I was thinking I'll do it towards the end of the conversation. We are very happy to launch our Queen's Blend. This is the one that we are doing. This is a 1.5 month pack. It will also be available in a 1 month pack. We don't want you to take the tin every time. You can always order a little pouch and keep refilling it. We are very proudly calling it the Queen's Blend because we think that women need to start prioritizing themselves and start taking care of themselves. The blend has, it is completely 100% natural. The ingredients that we've kind of used in this is chamomile, cinnamon, ashwagandha, shatavari, ashoka bark, which is the bark of ashoka tree, star anise, spearmint, peppermint, fennel, ginger, and nettle leaves. It does also have some green tea. So it has been tested by ourselves and a lot of people that we did a survey with. We are also launching it this month, which happens to be our 4th anniversary as JiViSa. But more importantly, because we are celebrating women, and for us to celebrate women, it is important that we first start dealing with the issues, right here at home. It's called the Queen's Blend, and will be available on our website very, very soon. But we are very happy to send you packs. If you just want to try it out and don't want to pay it, we are also open to that. It will also help us, gather more feedback from you guys. So in case you're suffering from PCOS, PCOD, along with everything else that we are talking about, would also like to try one of our teas, we are very happy to send you samples or at least 2 weeks back so that you can see how you feel and happy to recommend it to anybody. Mukta, thank you for bringing it up. It really helps.
I already told my clients about this.
Thank you.
Yeah, already, because first thing what I asked them is to switch their morning teas to something herbal. And they're
Right.
they have been suffering from PCOD, but they're not ready to leave teas.
Yeah.
Morning teas.
Yeah.
Morning teas and coffees. Just one.
Yeah.
They're asking just one for the day.
Yeah.
They're insisting their energy on drinking. They are all so maybe the day you told me for the light, already told them one tea is coming and that we are going to switch it again.
Yeah, but Nishtha, I'm saying this as honestly as I can. I would like you to try it, so don't just, spread a word, believe in it and do it. हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि जो लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं वो इस चीज में authentically believe करें, and we are very happy to take feedback, guys. We are very, very happy for our, while we've done our testing. But if anybody wants to come and say that, look, I'm suffering from this and I'd like to give it a try, and initially not pay for it, pay the courier charges, we are happy to send it FOC and take your feedback. We think we've done a really good job of it because we worked with experts. But if you think you would like to test it and only then believe in it, we are so confidently, we are happy to send it across. So just like that. So before we end, we are always at the fag end of the conversation. जो बार मेरे को इस conversation में आ रहा है that finally we have to take care of everything because it impacts each other. हमारा लाइफस्टाइल अगर सेडेंट्री है वो भी इम्पैक्ट करता है, वो हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को इम्पैक्ट करता है, वो हमारी फिजियोलॉजी को इम्पैक्ट करता है, फिजियोलॉजिकल चेंजेस हमारे कॉन्फिडेंस एंड मूड्स को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं, हम क्या खा रहे हैं वो सारी चीजों को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं. आई एम ऑनेस्टली नॉट एबल टू पुट इट इन अ प्रायोरिटी कि मैं किस चीज को क्या ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी दूं. आई थिंक फाइनली वी ऑल हैव टू लर्न टू balance all of these things, and the only way we can do that is to first prioritizing yourself and saying yes, I want to take charge of myself, and then
try not to be ignorant of anything. Remove that
Absolutely.
ignorance. Like, yes, if you're feeling something, even if you're feeling fatigue, understand why it is.
Yes.
No, do not ignore, because if you ignore today, something will building up inside, especially as a woman.
True.
Because she is going through a lot. She is the, she's like a Bhagwan of the family. Take it. Right? She's like that. Yeah, we don't imagine. We don't imagine a life without one woman. Like, if I'm taking as my mother, she is doing everything.
Yes.
Right? If she's not there, like, we will like, again, very helpless. So even she's feeling fatigue, she's keep on working despite what is why it is there. If it is happening, just stop, relax. So just try to be little relaxed and then start again. Relax and then start again.
और वो रिलैक्स करने के लिए भी हमें अपने आप को समझना पड़ेगा ना निष्ठा. हम लोग तो अपने आप को समझने को ही तैयार नहीं है.
We have to. That's why I ask you, do not ignore.
Yes.
Just do not ignore.
Very, very pertinent
time
point.
with yourself.
Yeah. Sorry, Mukta, you were trying to say something?
No, I was just going to say the same thing, that we need to observe what is happening inside our body. Most of the time, our body is telling us, it is showing us signs and symptoms time and again, and we ignore it because it is never our priority. Yeah, वो एक thought process है, कुछ नहीं हुआ है, छोटा सा कुछ हुआ होगा, we'll look into it later or we'll do it later. And it's always being put off till the time that it suddenly comes up in such a way that then you're overwhelmed. You don't know how to handle it, you don't know what to do about it. So these are the kind of things that we need to be mindful from day one. And like you said, ki, I don't know which one to prioritize first. Basically, your body is like it's running in a self-automated this thing design. By design, it is self-automated. आपने खाना खाया है, your body automatically knows it needs to break it down, turn it into glucose, supply it for energy. Excess needs to go to the liver will store it. So everything is, you're not instructing anything for your body to do. So all you need to do is just support it to function at its best. Right. And the best way that you can support is take care of what you're eating, ensure you're moving, because moving is something which again helps you absorb what you ate, right? Helps you with your blood circulation, helps you with enhancing your mood, and of course your mental health really matters. I really cannot emphasize more on that. Enough. Mental health really matters. Yeah.
So true, so true. For the ones who are still on the live, like I said, it's this conversation I think has been one of the most complete conversations that I'm having. None of these two women are saying khali jo main kar rahi hu wo hi karna hai. Continuously, the feedback that is coming is that you have to look after all of these things, and for you to look after all of these things, you do have to prioritize yourself. One very important thing that Nishtha said was, आप अपने आप को please educate कीजिए, आप ignorant मत रहिए, क्योंकि जो signs आपकी body से आ रहे हैं, they mean something. एक छोटा सा fatigue also means something. It does not mean nothing is happening and it's all right, It means that your body is trying to give you signals. Maybe there's something you've been ignoring, either on the nutrition side or rest side or sleep side or one of those things. And you maybe have been just putting it under the carpet and thinking nahi main usse deal kar lungi, but it doesn't work like that. And before it aggravates into a situation, like we discussed earlier, that PCO hum sab mein hai. The gene is available, is present in all our bodies. It is expressed when a trigger happens, right, Mukta? That's what you were telling us earlier. And the trigger could be either a sedentary lifestyle or a lack of right nutrition, or very, very important, your stress levels and your mental health issues. And all of that then culminates into what is happening. At the end of the live, I will be leaving handles of Mukta and Nishtha. It will also be available on our Instagram in case you want to reach out directly to them for your personal consultation, either on the yoga side or on the nutrition side. You can, definitely do that. But before we end this, Mukta, Nishtha, and Nishtha, मैं आपसे start करूँगी. Is there any concluding comment you would like to make? Is there anything you'd like to leave with the women that who are watching this?
The women who are watching this, just one thing: start prioritizing yourself. It's not. Please do not ignore. You are a mother. Whether you are anything, just prioritize yourself. Even again, repeating, smaller things can matter the most. Start prioritizing means just get just 1 hour for you. Anything, just enjoy. Like you can even engage yourself in certain activities like exercising, asanas, exercising, or it can be anything like Zumba. Something which just make you alive. Something which just make you pleasant or happy. So just 1 hour for yourself. That's what I'm here to share this message with you all. Just prioritize yourself first.
Beautiful.
And then
और 1 घंटा निकालना तो मुश्किल नहीं होना चाहिए हमारे लिए. That's the least that we can do for ourselves. Yes.
If you prioritize yourself, family will follow you. You have to first, prioritize yourself.
True. Very true. I also like what you said earlier, Nishtha, कि खाली वो 1 घंटा काफी नहीं है, अब बाकी 23 घंटे में क्या करना है उसका भी
That's
इम्पैक्ट
also
आएगा।
matters.
ये मत सोचना कि मैंने 1 घंटा योगा कर लिया या मैंने 1 घंटा कुछ कर लिया तो बाकी I can do whatever.
23
Finally,
hours
it is
should
about
be very
yes,
mindfulness practices.
yes. You have to start leading a more mindful life. Mukta, any parting comments from you before we wrap it up?
Yeah. One is you cannot outrun a bad diet. So,
Yeah,
lot of women have started experimenting with the new diet fads that are
yeah,
coming. I
yeah.
would really advise against it because the damage that they do,
Right,
reversing them takes much longer than what it would have taken originally for you to reach your goal. Whether your goal is
right,
losing weight, whether your goal is reversing a lifestyle disease, or whether your goal is just wanting to be fit and healthy.
right.
Anywhere you take a shortcut actually ends up putting you on the longest route to your health journey.
Recovery.
So that
Yeah,
is something that, never ever get into experimentation. And apart from that, there is one thing that I would like to suggest or, help them with understanding is that diet and lifestyle changes need not be daunting task.
right.
मतलब उसको ऐसे देखते हैं कि यार because as soon as you start a diet, the first question comes, when am I going to have my cheat meal? Why do you need a
Hmm.
cheat meal? You are working towards a goal, right? And plus, yes, of course, when I talk about my own way of how I handle, most of the time my clients are never deprived of anything, so they don't require a cheat meal. और इतना होते हुए भी मतलब मेरे clients सब खाते हैं, पुलाव भी खाएंगे, बिरयानी भी खाएंगे, सब खाएंगे. Of course, yes, बनाने का तरीका and everything is something that I will tell them. But then, despite them having the freedom to eat anything and everything, they will still come up कि हम cheat meal के लिए कब जाएंगे. So unless and until we start telling ourselves that this should not be a daunting task, this is a lifestyle change, meaning it needs to be with you for your entire life.
Yeah.
You need to understand how to manage your portions, how to manage what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. अगर इतना आप समझ लो, आप lifelong you are definitely going to be on the healthier side. You will be leading fulfilled lives. And that is my message for everyone कि just छोटी छोटी चीजों पे अगर फोकस करें और थोड़ा सा माइंडसेट बदल ले, उसको देखने का तरीका आप बदल लो, so you will be in a much happier space.
Beautiful. Watch Her World. Snehi has just written 1% better every day. I so relate to this, Mukta. आप इसको इतना बड़ा ना बना दें कि आपसे ये हो ही ना पाए. If you make your lifestyle or a change in your lifestyle daunting or difficult, or you are already thinking कि यार while I'm getting into this change of lifestyle, when do I actually get out of it for a day and then come back, then your mind is already working on in the other direction. So your mind is already saying अच्छा इस diet से बाहर निकलना है, अपने जो भी काम से है वो it will probably not be impactful as you're thinking. Also what she said earlier, I think is a very pertinent point. The new fad diets that we hear about and the damage that we end up doing to our bodies because of what we are following without really understanding it completely, without educating ourselves, will have a more prolonged long-term impact on your body. Usko reverse karne mein itna zyada mehnat lagegi that it's absolutely not worth it. Please go to an expert, understand what your body is going through, seek consulting. I know we end up not wanting to pay for consultations, whether it is a fitness person like Nishtha or a Mukta, but we'll end up paying to the doctors. Somehow वहाँ पे हमें problem नहीं होती है. If you invest a little time, effort, and a little money on yourself, maybe long-term effects will be very beneficial. With that, I'd like to end and also thank Mukta and thank Nishtha for being here. Thank you, ladies. It was very insightful. I loved the little nuggets, and I loved the fact that both of you kept, kind of bringing us back, to the other area. Like I started by saying, we're also launching our Queen's Blend. If you're suffering from PCO, PCOS, PCOD, we would love for you to try. For this month, I'm happy to kind of do it FOC free of cost at our cost. We don't want you to pay. We just want you to use it, experience it, give us feedback. If if you seriously going through it, we'd really like to for you to review it. So anyone who's doing that, by all means, reach out to one of us, and we'll be very happy to share it. I've started getting some comments just when I was thinking of pulling out. Once Aman Raj says, how to handle mental pressure other than physical exercise and yoga. Some points here, please. बहुत specific question है, Aman. Sorry, you want to say
nutrition?
something?
No. Is he asking nutrition-wise? Because he says other than exercise and yoga.
It does not specify. Heyman here says, thank you. It was a lovely, thank you for all the wisdom. It was a wonderful session. Aman, आपका question जितना pertinent है उतना ही open ended है. मुझे नहीं पता ये निष्ठा के लिए, मुक्ता के लिए, मेरे लिए है. But how do you handle mental pressures? I think first by accepting that there is a pressure, sharing it with somebody, expressing it and getting it out of your system would be the first steps. And then you come to the solution part of it. If there is an issue that you're dealing with, if there is something that you need to address, the addressal comes much later. We've had mental wellness experts also come on our live, and I'm very happy to bring them back. But this conversation today was more about women health and how we manage that. So with that, I'd like to end, this conversation at least. And he says yes. Thank you, Aman, for asking. Though I like the fact that आज के live में मुझे लग रहा था खाली women आएंगी, but a lot of men have also turned up, which also tells me that they do care about the women in their life. Thank you, Nishtha. Thank you, Mukta. Thank you everybody who's joined in.
Thank you
If you guys have any specific questions, you can leave it in the comment later, and we will be tagging Mukta and Nishtha अगर specifically इनके लिए हैं, so they will be able to pick it. Otherwise, we will also be leaving their handles, and you can reach out to one of them specific to what your requirements are. Thank you, everyone, and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.